Ashish Soni at 36 is deemed as India's answer to the international fashion scene. With a track record of 3 consecutive years in the New York Fashion Week, he is a designer who has the world watching with bated breath.
I love clothes ever since I can remember. I think since I was almost a teenager, I think that if there was a new trend, there was a new pair of shoes, I had to have it. I grew up in Zambia and I moved back to India when I was 15. Went to the British school here in Delhi, and during my last year of school, I was spotted by Rohit Khosla in a nightclub, and he asked me to model for him. And that's how my exposure into the world of fashion, that's where it all began.
Taking a cue from a short stint in modelling and the opening of NIFT in India, the foremost fashion institute in the country, Ashish Soni's tryst with fashion began.
My father actually saw this ad which was for NIFT opening in India. And he suggested to me, have you looked at this? Why don't you consider it? Fashion had sort of taken off in India. It was just on the beginning of it was almost at its infancy stage. And so I started assisting Rohit Bal. Right after that, in 1995, I launched my own label, and that's where the story began.
Is everybody ready?
As Ashish Soni's team prepares for the 3rd Fashion Week in New York, his wife Michelle Grewal, a former TV presenter and national squash player, talks about fashion, family and New York.
We're best friends before we're anything else. Like I said, it's been a hectic time, especially these last 3 years with New York Fashion Week happening to us. I still remember when we received the invitation for New York Fashion Week from Fern Malice. It was the biggest high at that point in our lives. It was absolutely incredible.
3 weeks to go and Ashish's collection is soon going to be packed and sent to the Big Apple. The inspiration this time is game on.
This is my Spring '08 collection. As you can see, lots of sportswear inspired elements. And when I say sportswear, I'm talking about inspired elements. It's nothing that you'd actually go and find in a sportswear shop. Just bits and pieces of contemporary modern activewear ideas that are blended into the feel that I wanted to create this season. Just the trimmings are completely sporty, as you'd see it on literally on a sports bra. This is a racerback vest, which I've converted into a dress, and it has all the Gujarati paneling at the bottom of it. Again, I'm not really known for somebody who does bling, so I thought, why not actually use that? And this is my anti-bling look for the season, where we've actually taken the stones and covered them. So you still get a hint of what's beneath, but not all of it. And then, of course, this is something that's I'm very passionate about right now. It's actually my yoga print. If you look at it closely, it's probably every asana in the book that we've picked up, and it's contemporary India. It's a part of India that they all understand, perhaps know a little better than we do these days. And so I'm hoping that collectively and the other thing that's new for me is the introduction of a little bit of color, and ideally it's these everything is belted. It's a very high-waisted sort of look for the season.
Over the years, the ups and downs in the fickle fashion world have helped Ashish evolve a clear design ideology.
After that, actually, when I started working, I only did men's clothes for the first 5 years of my life. And thereafter, there was no market, nothing was established. There was one store in Delhi, one in Bombay. So now that when I look back at it, I think those first 6, 7 years were probably they were the most difficult years. They're not things that people understand now. The platforms are there. The media is far more aware. There's FDCI. There's the fashion weeks. There's so much happening for a young designer today that wasn't when I was fresh out of college. So I think those formative years were, and perhaps that struggle was in a way very informative, which was that it sort of made me differentiate, this is what I really like to do, and this is what I can do. So you went, since there was no market, you were trying to develop things and perhaps do things that you weren't good at, which is where this led me to that journey. In fact, I completed the cycle before many others because I didn't know I wanted to, I wasn't happy with what I was doing. And then eventually when I did start doing women's clothes, it took me a few years to figure out. I tried my hand in dabbling with salwar kameezes and this and that. It was totally not me. And finally, as soon as I started doing this, the timing was right as well. FDCI was happening, Fashion Week started, the international buyers started coming in. And then before I knew it, in 2002 was my first big international break when Alliance introduced us to Selfridges, and they bought my entire collection, and we had a 95% sell-through on my first debut clothing line. Clothing is one aspect of it. It shouldn't just end there. The entire story needs to be told, and that's where I needed somebody who could literally help me with that script, whether it meant putting this entire presentation together, the way we're actually going to show the clothes, the music, the jewelry, everything needs to be as one package when you walk out.
Ashish Soni's career graph is marked by his associates, friends and acquaintances. The one who has helped him shape in his business acumen is Sunil Sethi.
He's like an energizer, he just functions, he needs, or I almost need to feed off him, because he, the kind of energy that he, in spite of his white hair, the kind of thought processing that happens, I think, the fastest Intel microprocessors are sort of left far behind. Just the way he processes creative thoughts, I think that is primarily his biggest strength. For example, for me to just mention that, I'm doing this sporty collection, and how do we, what do we sort of call it? And I'm looking at, I want a very grass-looking thing. Just from those, a very sort of simple approach to what I was discussing, to be able to process a product like this, thereafter to be able to create what you see here, even, to print it on this. I mean, these are not things that most normal people can do.
Just is possible only because we've got to understand him based on last year and the fact that we worked together for a while.
Apart from whatever's happening, the other key inputs that were needed this year was the fact that we're doing an off-site presentation, which meant that we needed to do something a little more special.
Right from the game on backdrop that you see, right from the synthetic yarn that we've used only as grass in the ramp, and right down to the finishes we have. I think it's a very contemporary range, and it's something, as an Indian, I'm very proud of this.
Well, you saw all the action in the day, and now it's time for action at night.
Tired of watching life just pass me by. It's time for me to spread.
Ashish Soni's preview gives us the first glimpses of the clothes as the others celebrate his travels.
Well, now you've seen all the action and all the fun and all the frenzy inside, and I hope you got an up-close and personal look at the clothes. It's now time for the big party, which is New York. So, I'll see you there.
A place where we take our fashion seriously. Together, you and me are going to make some exciting cocktails.
A fish that actually curves like a lady when you put it on the fire.
I think there's a shark in here!
Fun, excitement, and lots of adventure. All setting stage for a fairy tale wedding. Just how they do what they do. 3 days and 3 nights in just 3,000 rupees.
Dogs, cats, or that fish that is strictly not to be caught.
Married or single or with someone. Each one comes with its own unique challenges.
This is technology you've never seen before.
Gadget show. Fire in the belly of yours.
How to prepare the poireau.
Nearly 100 years old.
It's not just about the outfit.
So much fun, this outfit.
All setting stage for a fairy tale wedding.
I don't feel lonely anymore. I feel I have a child. It's like my dream car.
I usually do 4 sets. Today we're just gonna do 2.
I'm talking about
Hi, welcome to New York. Well, we're here finally, all 10 of us with our 12 or 13 suitcases. Nothing lost, thank God. We're in the heart of Soho, on the corner of Broadway and Spring Street. This is really, it's the hippest part of New York. It rocks, it's where the fashion is, it's where the chicest crowd is, it's where all the energy is. We're shooting just down the road in this fabulous loft on the corner of Spring Street. Ashish is already there doing hair and makeup trials, so why don't we walk on down and see what's happening.
A high ponytail is the look Ashish has chosen for this year's show at Fashion Week, and the trials are in progress.
We're in the middle of hair and makeup. Now the look for the show is very natural, very fresh, very sporty. The hair's been sorted out. We're doing these high ponytails, very clean, very pulled back. We're kind of stuck with the makeup right now because what we're trying to achieve is a very fresh kind of sheen on the face, kind of like just breaking out into sweat before you start working out. We're using quite an unusual technique this time. Luke, our makeup artist, is actually using lip makeup on the face to try and give us that gloss and that sheen. It is working, sort of. We need to go further, so we're stuck.
Makeup, makeup remover, makeup again. The cycle continues as the makeup artist takes pains to achieve the high shine look.
We are finally done with hair and makeup. It's on to castings and fittings now. We're thick in the middle of castings and fittings right now. We've had a bunch of girls who we've seen and looked at. We have a very specific look in mind for this show. We want an athletic body, well muscled, very, very tall, lean, broad shoulders. We've got a bunch of girls here, as you can see, who we've already seen and done some fittings with. The rest of them are coming in to be fit today. Some of them are still to come. This is one of Ashish's favorites, Ksenia. You really like her, don't you?
Oh, I totally love her. I mean, from the time that I saw her, I think, shoulders, very well-toned body. She's totally perfect. I just hope that, we have second option on her. Let's hope she shows up because literally I felt when I saw her, she was like the star of the show. We've got a couple of very interesting girls. Irina is great. She's 5'11". I love her.
I'm not sure about this one. She's lovely, lovely looking and all of that, but she's a baby. She's only 15 years old and she's got
that seems
knock
to be the new
kneed
age.
and yeah, but I don't think she walks very well, Ashish. I think we should rethink that one.
Yeah, Brianne, the look is perfect. It's just that the hair that we're trying to do is her hair is too short. Hopefully Dub will take care of that. So I think I'm going to stick with her. For example, Cecilia was fantastic. Great face, almost slightly womanly, and very, very good shoulders. Let's hope that we find her too. That's actually a star dress. That's the one that's opening the show. It's a miracle dress.
left or right?
From choosing the right model to picking the right accessories, there are many dilemmas that a designer faces.
Thank you, Irina. No. These have to go as well.
Okay, so this is the book I was talking about, which every model in the city has a book. And this is Elizabeth's book, so we're going to have a look at it.
And this young model pushes the stress quotient a notch higher.
She's so young. It's amazing.
That's what I like. I mean, this
fresh.
Yeah, very fresh, very youthful.
This for Ashish is finally realizing that he's actually seeing the dress on a woman who would be wearing it in the show, as opposed to in a casting. When you try things on, you're not sure yet, so you're just trying things on that may suit the personality of the girl, that also fit in her show rotation, so that she can actually wear the dress and have enough time to change into it. But you're completing the whole look, everything but hair and makeup, you know, right to the shoes, to the jewelry, and so everything sort of emerges, and if it doesn't quite look right on your instinct, chances are it isn't right.
It's her first season, and we've got first option on it, but I'm not 100% sure. She's really fresh, so she needs a little bit more sort of catwalk experience. Let's see how things go, to be honest.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Bye.
See you at the show. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
A place where we take our fashion seriously. Together, you and me are going to make some exciting cocktails.
A fish that actually curves like a lady when you put it on the fire.
I think there's a shark in here!
Fun, excitement, and lots of adventure. All setting stage for a fairy tale wedding. Just how they do what they do.